Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, because as you can see, we have broken out of this downtrend on the 4-hour time frame and are now basically retesting this trend line as a level of support. So there's multiple ways that you can actually look at this situation here. On the one hand, we are retesting this and potentially getting a bounce from here, but on the other hand, you can also just see this big level of resistance sitting from 60,000 all the way up to 62.4K, and basically just say like, yeah, this just looks like a rejection from this big level of resistance. So what I'm personally looking out for is to see what we are doing around this trend line right here. So basically, yes, right now is a very interesting time to be looking at the markets here. In the case that we lose this trend line as a level of support, likely we would be falling into this next big level of support below that, sitting from 58,000 all the way down to 56,000 US dollars for the Bitcoin price. Now taking a look at the Fibonacci levels here for Bitcoin. Also right now we are right on top of that 0.5 level, sitting at 59.5K. Which is also acting as a short-term level of support. Although if we now lose this as a level of support, then again, likely we would be heading lower for the Bitcoin price. Now, there is one major bearish signal on this 4-hour time frame, which is this bearish divergence in the charts, which is when you have higher highs in the Bitcoin price and lower highs in the RSI momentum indicator. Interestingly enough, this is actually exactly something I was talking about when we were trading in this range a couple of days ago. And I was saying if we now make a higher high, then potentially we are not making a higher high in this RSI here. And therefore we would have a bearish divergence, which would indicate that we are getting a break from all of this bullish price action and would likely be seeing either some choppy sideways price action or even some bearish momentum in the short term. So great to see that that played out perfectly. And again, yesterday, I also called this out exactly in the Road to 1 Million signals group, because I sent out this signal here at 61K, which turned out to be the exact top basically for this recent move here, saying that I'm expecting sideways or bearish momentum unless this invalidates. And it was very awesome to see that, for example, Matt took this trade here and he got a 72% return on his trade, which ended up leading to about $3,600 in profit. So congratulations to Matt for taking that trade. If you want to get access to my trading signals, it is completely free. All you have to do is simply go to the description of this video you're watching right now. You join my free trading group with this link to Discord right here. And then once you're in here and verified, you simply go to this trading signals access channel and you follow these 3 steps. And that is all there is to it. So you don't have to pay anything to actually get access to my trading signals. Either way, let's move on with the Bitcoin analysis here. One thing I did want to show you guys is this different way of drawing the Fibonacci levels, where you actually take it from this wick high to this wick low right here. So you take this swing basically, and then you are looking for levels of resistance on this retrace. And what you can see right now is that we are in this Fibonacci golden pocket, and we are already actually kind of getting rejected from this. So 60.2K all the way up to 60.6K is an interesting level of resistance to watch in my personal opinion. And on the lower time frames, you could even pay attention to this short-term level of support sitting at 58.7K roughly speaking. So this kind of range here could be interesting to take a look at over the next day or so, depending on what kind of price action we get. Although, as I said here previously as well, for example, on these Fibonacci levels, if we really start to lose this 59.5K level as a level of support, I do think it is more likely that we are going much lower, for example, down to this 57K level. Now, the reason I think this is because if you take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat maps, first of all, on this 1 week time frame, now the reason I say 57K specifically if we lose this level of support is because if you take a look at the 1 week time frame for Bitcoin, for these Bitcoin liquidation heat maps, there you can see that most of the liquidity is to the downside, with most of that liquidity also sitting exactly at 57K, well, let's say 57.2K, with about $1 billion worth of long positions that would get liquidated if the Bitcoin price reaches this level. And usually the Bitcoin price gets attracted to where there is the most liquidity on this chart. And as I said, right now it is at around 57,000 US dollars, with even some more liquidity right above that and liquidity below that going as low as about 55K for the Bitcoin price. Interestingly though, on the 3-day time frame, we actually have a lot of liquidity to the upside, sitting as high as 61.5K, although this is much less liquidity than what we have at 57,000. So that is just something to keep in mind. And it is important to understand that there's a difference between the different timeframes. Lastly, taking a look at the Bitcoin ETF flow tables, yesterday we actually saw a net inflow of about $190 million, which is a good thing to see if you are a bull, because obviously if we have a lot of net inflow, hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin being bought every single weekday, then obviously this is going to have an upwards pressuring effect on the Bitcoin price. And this is something significant in my personal opinion, because if I just take a look at the 1 week time frame here, and we take a look at the trusty descending channel that I've been talking about for months here. But either way, if we just take a look at this, then on the RSI, on the 1 week time frame, guys, we are like poking out of this descending trend line here on the RSI. So is this really going to be the breakout this week? Are we really going to see a move up out of this descending trend line? I think right now is a very exciting time in the market, because if we actually get this breakout, perhaps we need to get one move down lower once again. But I think that this is like a potential early reversal signal here if we actually get this confirmed close above this descending trend line. Now, keep in mind that we do have 4 days left here. So that is something to be aware of and to be kind of cautious with. Always be cautious, guys, and just manage your risk properly. Don't just ape in here. But I'm just saying that, this descending trend line on the momentum indicator for Bitcoin, potentially we might be breaking out of it this week. Either way, this has been today's market update. Don't forget to go check out the Road to 1 Million signals, or simply join the free community. Both of these are completely free, by the way. So I just recommend you go check it out and see if it's something for you. Regardless, if you end up joining or not, thank you for watching once again. I will see you tomorrow in the next one.